Hey, hey.
Hey,
So
what's
I'm
up?
guessing you have the stream up and running.
Yeah, at this point, right now I'm just doing last minute check-ins or
Yeah, all the
savings.
normal stuff.
Yes, exactly. Um, yeah, I guess it's pretty much done.
No, not a bad looking bracket. Good number of people, some real good names in there.
For sure.
Jackamalaka, that's not Jack Attack, is it?
I don't think so. Looked that name up on Legalec and I did not find the profile. I'm just
Well, I
gonna.
don't think Jack Attack on Illegal Act, is he? But I know he's at least like high masters, so.
I think it depends, um, like if you have an account, or if you've played in tournaments. I mean, like they
Hmm.
won't just automatically add you to Legal Ad. So
Yeah, because that's all it is tournament games, anyways.
yeah, it's only tournament games or like Clan Wars. Anything that's like watched. Otherwise, it's not on Illegal. So yeah, I mean it's a decent bracket, and all but 3 people are checked in, which means it's gonna be at least 24, at least 23 people. Let's see somebody.
Hey,
Probably.
I'm on there though. All right.
You're on there? Wait, why are you on there?
I've played versus Solar and I've played versus Merrick.
You played versus Solar.
Yeah, I played Solar and it was a 0-2.
Oh.
It was bad. That was when I was like Diamond 3.
If he said anything other than 0-2, I would be. Oh, I would be
Wouldn't that be amazing? If I could have taken a game, ZVZ is by far my worst matchup. If I could have taken a game off of Solar, that'd be amazing.
oh, for sure. I don't think the last dude that just signed up is on there either. Dismissed.
Yeah, then the other was a best of one, and the guy just did like a proxy 4K with Zealots, and I'm awful at holding that, so.
Foxy Forgate with Zealots.
How am I ranked number 730 in the world? I've literally only had losses.
There's probably only 700.
Yeah, there's that few people. Well, no, because this Merrick guy is 933. He's at least like 1 games.
Oh, it's
Not
you know
wide.
what it is. It's because you started 1,000. That's the reason.
Oh, you're right. And so even though I've only dropped, I'm
Uh-huh.
still pretty high. I'm still at like
Like
982 or
I said
something.
this again and again. Like a legal act needs to change the starting ELO to like
It's
800. It's
I
really
hate
bad.
using it for balance talk. Everyone likes to point to it for balance. It's like, no, it's the farthest thing off.
Oh, definitely. And let's see if we can get into game. I just processed the tournament check-in. You're also admin if you go to the
Oh,
challenge.
okay.
So.
I can keep an eye on chat in game as well.
And I've been using your overlay. It looks nice. Actually, looks like.
Oh, the Baneling screen?
Yeah, the guy in
Yeah.
black. Anodny? Anyway, see his signature. Anyway, alright. I'm gonna switch scenes now. Oh, you know what? I'm getting the black screen of death for game captures.
Hmm.
I've been having problems with this. I tried to set it up today and it's like randomly went black. Hopefully,
Yeah,
hopefully you know
occasionally that happens.
that. Let's see. Also, if you can find us a game to cast, that
That
would be.
I'm looking at the bracket right now that it's updated. There's actually a lot of names I don't recognize. Wow.
Yeah, it's got some new names. Like Lucifer is like really good. Like never actually heard of.
Fortunately, a lot of the names I recognize are starting round 2, so. Oh, but there's Reaper. Reaper's always pretty good to watch. There's Vivid. Is Game Time on the bracket?
Game Time is not on the bracket, although he had.
Yeah, I was about to say, I see him in chat.
Yeah.
In the in-game chat.
He missed it. He just missed it. And like I I can't add him because it's not fair to have
Hmm.
seedings. Like even if somebody no-showed, it'd have to be like Spear or another good player. Just because game time's too good. I don't know. I keep
Yeah.
telling players that you just have to be ready for this tournament to start. You have to actually be signed up and checked in.
That's
Otherwise,
the case for almost any tournament, though. I mean,
it is.
that's
It is. Players shouldn't be
that,
coming in.
that's always an issue with like WCS Challenger and stuff. Is people get it the times off, they don't check in, and they get mad. But the admins are like, "Look, we have to seed, and you weren't here."
Alright, I told the game time that if Lucifer no-showed, he says Lucifer's not here, so... Okay, I gotta fix my scene real fast. It's still black screen.
Yeah.
This is really bad.
Are you using what, game capture or window capture?
Yeah, game capture. Like, I could try window capture. Okay, wait, I
Window
think...
capture would probably work, no doubt. But of course, if you pull anything up over game, it'll pop up.
Yeah. Sometimes, like, literally you can fix it by, like, unchecking SLI
Hmm.
crossfire and then force scaling. Oh, wow, okay.
Are you using SLI?
No. But for
Well, that's
some
not being checked at
reason...
all, then.
Well, it shouldn't be checked, but if you check and uncheck it, it fixes the game capture for no good reason. Like, this is a bug.
That's weird.
Alright. Actually, now my scaling's off. This is so annoying. Okay, I think I just fixed it. I'm not gonna touch it now, and hopefully it stays that way. Okay.
Okay, well, I whispered both Zeomech and Ace, and well, Ace said sure to being casted. I asked Zeomech if he knew if his opponent was here, and if they wanted to be casted, and he just said, I don't know yet. Now he's saying he's here, so I'm guessing it's a yes, so from him.
Yeah.
So we can do that for our first series. That'll be a PvP.
Okay.
It's just always a bit interesting.
Wait, has Vivid started? Because I'd honestly like to... I wouldn't mind
Um,
casting Vivid. Nico.
no, you know, Nicorette is here, yeah. You can whisper them. They haven't started yet, it doesn't look like. I have a feeling Vivid... Oh, you know, Vivid and Spear would be really good.
Yeah, I mean that would be a good one to cast for sure. Of course,
That's
Spear is quite amazing.
But Vivid's also pretty solid, yeah.
Yeah, I don't know why his seed is so low though. Like he keeps on like running into good players and like losing a lot in league lags. Just like nah, lower. Like I'm pretty sure Vivid is better than me, or at least very similarly skilled. But his if you look on a legal lag, I'm like over 1,000. And he's like 800. Because he plays way more and like loses. This is like again an illegal lag issue where it's just like
It just affects the seeding so much.
It's like yeah, you can only go down from there basically unless you really do win against good players.
So Cyril apparently is like tied up for the longest like string of winning series. I think is what it is.
Oh really? Yeah. That's, wait, who's? Wait a minute. Let me guess. Second one. It's Innovation. No, I don't know.
That's what I was thinking. But no, he's officially tied the record for the longest winning streak. It's only been 35 consecutive matches. Because his last loss was May 4th, which was a best of one versus Uthermal. But he's tied with what, Bion and Neeb.
Oh, those are interesting. I mean, I guess that makes sense. Yun had when Yun was in his form, he was
when the Reaper wasn't nerfed.
significantly better. Like he was like the best in the world by far. No one could compete with the Nitro. Okay, players are ready.
Yep.
And,
Parasite for the first map.
So this map is a good map, in my opinion.
Yeah, I like Parasite. It's definitely kind of like in TVP or TVT, it's very drop vulnerable, but not so much in TVZ. It doesn't seem like.
Yeah. I guess I haven't played too much. Like again, all of these maps are new, which is kind of exciting. But yeah. I mean, I just think it's a pretty good standard map. I usually go something like Mutas or I guess some not quite standard style like CVT, but that's just my play. I don't know. I guess we gotta see what these players do. Also, we gotta keep an eye on if Lucifer no-shows, then Game Time's gonna replace him on the bracket. That's kind of cool. Get another good sir.
Alright.
Alright. So, we got spawning in the lower right-hand corner of Parasite. Okay, so this map. Oh, I got the ping bug. Alright, I'm good now. Am I though?
Maybe.
Oh no.
I only see those two pings.
Wait. Oh yeah. Okay, I am. I guess it's just slightly laggy because I think it. Oh, should be fine. I don't know. This stream might complain. I might actually have to go to low graphics. I didn't really honestly like test this stream before. So like,
You turned all the graphic settings up and then started the stream?
Yeah, well, I turned it up the medium. And I was like, well, okay, my internet can handle this, right? It's like, my computer can handle this. I'm getting like a framey lag right now. It's not like a lag spike lag, but it's, I don't know, we'll do for this game, I guess. So yeah, we do see it spawning lower right, Interact, and upper left is Vivid, and we've seen SCV Scout, which, you know,
That's normal.
It is, it's like one of those to be really safe scouts. If they do a Ravager rush, and this is a small map, so you could do Ravager rushes on this map, it would be pretty deadly without this SCV.
This is a pretty big map, but yeah, I mean...
Is it?
It's... Oh, yeah. Well, like, air to air, it's normal, but the ground path is so weird because of the way the terrain is in the middle. It's just rough enough going up and down ramps. It kind of takes a weird path.
Yeah. It is. It's not a straight shot, that's for sure.
I do love this terrain, though.
Yeah, I know, me too.
Ghosts are so good on this map.
I have not been using the Swarm Host lately.
I love Swarm Host so much. I make them against Bio sometimes. It's fun. I only have like a...
Okay, I've been running into a Disruptor player on ladder that pisses me off. Like, I lose to him every single time. I'm like, and I think Swarm Hosts are the answer, honestly, because I've tried like everything else for some reason.
Well, maybe. It probably depends on the rest of their army comp. But really, if you're going to go with Swarm Host, I almost feel like just rush to Broods in a way. For that kind of situation. Versus like Mech, no. Definitely go Swarm Host.
Oh yeah, Mech definitely gets wrecked by Swarm Host. I mean, like, against, because they don't have any Hellbats, you're hitting...
Yeah, just make Banes. Just make 60 Banes and then you can roll over all the Hellbats. So... Reaper just got a kill.
Yep, that was a good start by Interact. Definitely. And like, I guess the building's going for Italian.
Maybe Cloak Banshee? Yeah. Well, I mean, he might not do Cloak Banshee. I mean, it's pretty normal for them to get the Tech Lab, and then maybe they do like a stem upgrade for Bio, maybe they get Libs, or a Medevac drop with Hellions.
But here's the thing. Yeah, he was gonna switch it. If this was gonna be like a 2 Medevac, he would have actually made it, because you want a reactor to starport to get up.
Well, you don't need a reactor if you're doing like the single Medevac drop. Which would be so strong in this situation. So, yeah, like to elevator.
Or you just need like one Medevac to drop him. But
Yeah.
yeah,
Clip. Yeah.
definitely cloak opening.
Interesting third base though for Vivid. You don't
It
see
is.
that. I don't think you would see it very often. At least I haven't seen it at all yet.
I think this opening, I never really thought about it, but it favors mech play like playing against mech because on definitely down on the hatchery from above and or that entire choke area. But like this is a really open third base. I just like look south and like it's like right in front.
Against mech probably, but I think drops like a 2-1-1 would just wreck you. It'd be the same on like Catalyst if you took that third. That was by the Reaper jump up point. So I don't... Vivid. Okay, Vivid has spotted the Cloak Banshee, so yeah, I mean, he might have been able to factor that in at some point. Yeah, and it just poked in a little bit earlier. A double? Yeah. No, I mean, definitely tanks. He has Blue Flame and Double Armory on the way, so this is mech play without a doubt. Not bad.
Not bad, but his natural base was 6 drones on minerals. His third base was 22 on minerals.
Yeah, I'm not sure why he transferred out there like that.
I don't know either. Most players don't transfer these days from their third, unless the third is a gold base. But it's not. There's no reason to. It just makes you very susceptible to Hellions or other things. We do see at 6.
Yeah. And he's been opening up with Lings so much, he's really been having to like burn a lot of larva. The units out. It's so vulnerable. Yeah, especially with the part wall there. Let's see, it looks like, I mean, total in this game it's been 20, and some of those were earlier, but yeah, probably about 10, 12 right there. And actually now Nickrat's up on workers, so. Yeah, it's what, 5 factories? I think that's the right number for 3 base. If I remember right, it's like 5 factories and 2 starports if you're doing anything with the air. Building placement, though, is rough. That's real bad looking. Well, I think tanks do get stuck, though. Once he builds add-ons, I think he won't have enough space unless he were to move that barracks.
Well, the add-ons also on the right side, so the tanks can still go south and through the little...
Yeah, I mean, you definitely want to get him out of the main base real fast. Making, like, nice straight columns for your buildings is helpful for that.
Yeah,
those are, what, Roaches out? Or Ravagers. A lot of Ravagers made right there.
That is a lot of Ravagers. This is for tank sniping.
That's pretty scary, yeah. But the Banshee will eventually clean it up. Yeah, I mean, that's definitely why I like Banelings versus Mech. They just get rid of the Hellbats right away, and then you can start killing the other stuff. Roach Ravager's a little bit too slow, I think, if you don't have a critical mass, and Banshee just gonna bleed him out.
See if it's not dead. Oh no, I'm getting a black screen on Streamlabs. This is crazy. It like wasn't like this before. Oh, this is frustrating. I should just remake my game capture. Yeah, I'm gonna remake my game capture source. It seriously like changes from like normal to black. I don't get it. Like, have you ever had this problem? It's only with. I could do window. I'll do window actually because that's a lot safer.
Yeah, Window's a lot. It's just more standard in a way. It's a bit easier to make work.
Okay, that worked perfectly as well. Like, holy crap, that's so much easier. Alright, we're sorry about that, guys. We just fixed the stream, so if you're obviously black screen for another 3 minutes. Okay. Hopefully that'll be. It is enough to probably get a good trade against any Zerg.
Yeah, this is a great push, and there's so many Hydras. They're just all going to die to Hellbats. Yeah, and so are the tanks. No, and all these Lynx and Hydra's going to pop out right into Blue Flame Hellbats. This is a great position for Nickrat, but I think Vivid just kind of dropped the gun on trying to like respond to mech. Like, I just don't like his responses at all, pretty much. So, I'll let the players know just to wait a moment then. The Hellions will clean up all these Lings, and I think you can just dive into the main and the natural with a couple of them. Surprising he hasn't quite killed the third yet. He should kill it with the Banshee if he keeps it focused, but really, I mean, this game's over at this point, yeah. Yeah, Nickrat's definitely had some good runs to Platy-pro. Hasn't quite gone super far, but definitely has the potential to.
If he takes out Vivid here, I will be... Yeah.
Well, if he takes out Vivid, though, he goes up against Spear. And, I mean, Spear is really clean with his TVT. That's going to be a hard thing for Nickrat to deal with. But this game definitely is over. I mean, it's 34 workers. It'd be pretty hard for Vivid to come back from this. He's also down 50 army supply.
Yeah.
That being said, I mean, this is almost... Oh, never mind. I'm sorry. There are 5 tanks that were trapped in the main. Like I was talking about, tanks would definitely get trapped back there as he kind of built up, but...
There are right now 5 Thors on the map, and so this just prevents any kind of air. And if you had Broodlords, Thors are great in small numbers. Or versus... Obviously, they totally shred Muta, so... It's pretty over right now. There's no...
It is. I mean, just the supply difference is enough. 60 supply, I mean, a couple Vipers are going to be helpful, but Vivid doesn't have the economy here.
Oh, yeah.
This push is just easily going to be able to siege up that 4th base. Or you could go for the 3rd. The 3rd's still really low on health. It's down at, what, 400 or so hit points? Yeah.
He didn't focus that when he did the first push.
Yeah. Yeah, I think he just wanted to kill some more workers. I mean, he really only had Hellions left once the tanks went down.
Yeah, absolutely. Alright, I'm gonna restart my client. And...
Yep, I'm gonna let Vivid know real fast.
Okay. Also, it could be my bitrate that's lagging, and we'll see after this next game. And that's another pretty quick fix. I can just lower it to like 2,000 or something. We'll see. Right now it's at 2,500.
Well, is the lag in-game, or is it actually on the stream side?
It's in-game. So actually...
Oh, then the bitrate doesn't matter. Yeah.
Never mind, that's the graphics card. But maybe it's like... the fact that I have Streamlabs does take a lot of like RAM and stuff. I don't know. I'm pretty sure it's the graphics. That would.
No, it's mostly CPU, which granted is a kind of an issue for StarCraft as well when you start turning the graphics up.
Yeah, you have all the units and definitely for sure. So yeah, sorry about that slight no video thing going on there. Should be fixed now. And my game is restarting for some reason, taking a while.
I mean, that's just StarCraft. StarCraft always has issues running.
Yeah, God.
I don't know why. It feels like every update gets a little bit rougher.
In terms of the speed it starts off.
In terms of that, there was when they made it free to play, I had this weird issue where I would just like crash to desktop every so often. And it's pretty rare now, but I've seen a few people report it still.
I don't know, maybe it does get worse. BattleNet 2.0 is supposed to be good, but let's just say it's been through some rough patches.
It has. Yeah. I mean, it's an old client, though.
That it is.
I saw someone complaining about that on Reddit recently, about it being that the game still runs just off a single core. Which I thought was... I don't know, it felt like unnecessary complaining.
Yeah,
but...
wait, so we're in game, and Lost and
Yep,
Found
Lost and Found.
Just accepted the party invite. And, hopefully it doesn't lag, I guess. I was gonna say something about the client. Oh yeah, somebody on Reddit had a good suggestion lately. Like, I never thought of this, but you know how when you're starting a game, there's that freaking loading screen that has the unpredictable loading bar, and you don't know how far across it really is, because like it doesn't go in linearly. It just like jumps up and stuff. So what they need to do is like have it so there's a countdown when you actually start the game. And that's
I saw someone say that.
like,
yeah,
that would be so nice. And like you stop stressing out about when the game starts, and there's that stressful moment right now where you're not sure.
where you're not sure.
It's actually gonna start, but yeah.
Well, especially in a game where there's like 5 or 6 observers, because they all have to load in also. But I think just on ladder, that's not so necessary, because like, I don't know, you should be paying attention when you queue up for ladder.
Yeah, I mean, you're generally already hyped up, right? Like you're like ready to go. But it's for casual players too. It's you know, it's for team games. It's sort of for everybody. You don't really want to be like taking.
That's true, yeah.
Right, so you get a drink, you can do whatever you want during that bit you had a countdown. But like not for these players here.
Yeah, no, they're definitely paying attention.
Yeah, on Lost and Found, okay, so spawning the upper right, we have our green Terran player, Nicoract. I don't know how you say his name.
Nicorat, something like that.
Anyway, and then spawning in the lower left-hand corner, we have OSCE Vid. If you guys don't know, OSC as a general team puts on a lot of stuff.
They do a lot of stuff, yeah.
They do a lot of good stuff for the team, and you can get those OSC points, so that like at the end of the season, I believe, like OSC season, there's like a single tournament that invites the top 16 players, or OSC learners, and then you can get actual like real money.
And then they have like a whole bounty system for money. Yeah, there's OSC puts on a lot of good stuff. They have a lot of good sponsors too, which helps them out.
Oh, for sure. Those, I need some sponsors. That'd be nice. Right now, this Platy-pro tournament is most funded by myself, and also it is slightly crowdfunded as well. You can go to Matcherino in the chat, and then you can add $1 for free using the code PP34 this week. But if you want to do that, I can actually type that in the chat. Although you're only gonna hear me say this in 3 minutes. But yeah. So in this game in particular, is he gonna go mech again? I think that worked really well last time. He's getting Hellions, so probably.
Yeah, you know, I feel like this is a stronger map for mech play than Parasite, but especially like he just did, or Vivid really, he just did really poorly in defending it, I think, more than anything.
Yeah, I think you're right, like the engagement with the Hydras just didn't look good at all. He didn't have enough stuff. Like sometimes with mech, everything dies, or hardly anything dies. And things like the tanks need to be targeted. You need to have a way to get past the Hellbat line and like get rid of all of the tanks. And it's not easy, but
no, definitely.
There's something.
I think his failure was earlier though. He took a lot of eco damage, and I mean, if you can kind of cut that out, really, mech is so slow going unless you're doing like a 2-base all-in.
I didn't even
you need to build up eco real fast, and then you can make so much army.
Like,
So same opener so far out of Nicorette. It looks like.
yeah, he does have a small amount of links, but not too many to the point where it's actually getting a little dangerous if you get those 2 more Hellions meeting up.
Ooh, Liberators this time though.
Oh, Liberator. Good idea.
Yeah, Liberators being made. Not the best map for them, but I do.
Wait,
I personally think you need something
there are
like
like 2
that.
spots where you can get Liberators, and they're not going to be able to.
The natural getting Yeah, only 4 kills. Not too bad.
Really good for it's like I'll take 4 drones for 4 Hellions and a Ranger any day. Like, it just
Oh yeah.
the map control from the Terran. It just gives all the freedom in the world for the Zerg to just spread free.
And I think the big issue there for Nicorette too is like, in my opinion, a Hellion opener is really weak if that's all you're doing, because it's very easy to defend with just queens and a couple buildings for like a wall off. But if you add on Liberators or Banshees, that gets harder. But now he's lost the Hellions, so the the Liberators are just going to be super easy for him to hold.
But
It looks like he's already queens in position.
Liberators at the same time, one hitting the 3rd, and there's another one.
Yeah, they're hitting at different times, so. Yeah, he's so well set up in the main for this. Oh, so close. If that second queen was in position, he would get the kill on it.
Yeah, I think so. He needed like 3 more shots. I don't know.
Yeah, Nicorette just too greedy with those Hellions earlier. If he keeps them alive, he can kind of time all that out better.
Definitely, and he does have 5 more Hellions. It's not worked out so far, but at the same time, you still have to take that map control. See what you can do.
You do. So at this point, I mean, they'll find damage out at the 3rd,
Yeah.
but there are roaches here and a lot of. No, get another 4 kills. Yeah, so 3 Hellions for 4 kills. I mean, that's not the greatest rate, not the worst.
I think at this stage, it's like, it's not that bad to lose Hellions anymore. It used to be really bad because, you want to keep it out, but you also
I think his issue is going to be that there are 6 Dropper Lords that just got made, filled with Wing Roach, and I mean, he needs as much army as he can get right now, but more importantly, he needs to see this attack coming.
This is a very powerful attack. You should have noticed the fact that there were like 10 roaches made, and hopefully he keeps plays defensively. If there's any hope, I guess we gotta see how Vivid micros this. Exactly
Yeah, I think.
What he does with these.
I think if he were just to drop right on the tanks with the roaches, that might be his best plan. But I mean, there are some Hellbats there. There's a Liberator, so production also going to be a pretty good target. Viking spots it though, and that is going to let the Hellbats get in position. Lings are now pretty much worthless. No, they find the worker line though. So much supply getting lost. Really, that Viking spotting it just helped shut this down so hard. Oh, the Liberator attack. Yeah, that can do it. This isn't a bad position for Nick right now. It looked like it was going to be a lot worse, but I mean, he has 4 tanks. And I mean, if he gets them fully repaired, only one's wounded, but I mean, he has a good worker count, has a 3rd. 8 minutes in, I don't think this is good creep spread from Vivid, particularly in the middle of the map. It's looking weak.
Yeah. 1 sec. Just do something. Stream should be on army not get choked up so much should be natural.
Yeah, no, that base is so dead. I mean, roaches, they clear out a lot of workers out at third, but it's going to be hard for him to hold unless he gets this really perfect files here on those tanks. Yeah, he can't bleed out units at all. He just needs to mass up stuff. Maybe even get leans to choke up some shots. Yeah, meanwhile, roaches can catch some tanks in the natural, it looks like.
And the roaches go down.
Yeah, I mean, that's helping him stay ahead on workers right now, but losing the fourth is going to hurt him a lot. Swarm host on the way now, though, and that's, I think, a really good call. Maybe a bit too late, though, if he was going just straight to Swarm host.
Yeah.
But obviously, with the big attack earlier, that wasn't the case.
Yep. I wonder if he's going to keep making Hydra. Usually, Hydras are only good in combination with Vipers. At this stage in the game, you don't want Hydras like up against.
Yeah, I mean, Hydras are fine, but you don't want too many, definitely. I think really just like Bane Swarm host with a few Hydras to help clean up is enough.
You see at least three units going down there. I mean, I like to make Hydras with armor and like so they never die to the aliens and stuff. Just like run around, dodge all. But like, I also do favor favor teching up. Like usually you don't want to stay on like squishy units to take any engagement ever. Like I get like you see 6.
That's so few, though. Yeah, he needs like a 20 is really what you want. Oh, that could be bad, but Ravager's coming in before the Locusts have landed, so they all go down for nothing. Yeah, if he out better, he kills all of the army right there and loses nothing for it. But now Hellbat's going to clean up a lot of the Hydras, going to get some of the Ravagers. He needs to get the Swarm host back. No, really? Yeah, now Locust aren't too much so at this point. Hellbat's right there. He might get this base here, or at least a number of workers. Once the Hellbats show up, he is going to lose all of those Hydras.
Update that probably.
I'll let game time know that real fast. If you just want to keep observing.
Okay. I'm gonna try to add him directly to Matcherino, but
actually, game time is not even the Platy-pro chat, so.
Alright.
Yeah. Whoop. Yeah. Real rough engagement here for Vivid, though. He just has nowhere near enough. He's sending Locusts like half at a time. Yeah, but the tanks aren't going down. Hellbats are still alive, so the Hydras are all going to get cleaned up very little. The issue is, like, tank Hellbat just cleans up Hydras so fast. If you can't kill the Hellbats, the Locusts don't do any damage. He needs... Really, you need Banelings if you're doing Swarm host play. Yeah, I mean, he is way ahead, but it's kind of like you're just constantly headbutting into a wall inefficiently. If he was, like, efficiently headbutting into a wall, the third base is dead. As it is now, there is, I think, the chance that Nickrat comes back. He is up on upgrades. He's massing up more Hellbats. Tank's going to start going down, though. That is a really big issue. By the Hydras, yeah. Yeah, he just needs to mass up army, and he is starting to get amassed. I don't think Thors are really what he needs so much as...
Definitely not. They're the
just
worst units right now.
Yeah, take Hellbat's so much easier. He's way out of position if a push comes, but maybe he catches the Swarm Host. He loses his third fort, but if you kill all the Swarm Hosts, that's so worth it. Yeah, and a lot of workers gonna be also. Yeah, he kind of bled out the Hellbats way too early. Not a good control there from Nickrat, so Vivid will take game number 2. But yeah, Vivid, like I said, I don't think he really did that very efficiently. I think he could have just done one push and kind of cleared everything out.
Yeah, probably. It was very long, drawn-out game there, but worked out in the end. Vivid takes the 1-0 lead. Okay, so game.
No, yeah, 1-1.
Let me just chat with him.
Yeah, no, I mean, for Swarm Host style, it's like... It's one of those things, I've always done Swarm Host versus Mech, and I've talked to a few, like, high GM people who do it, but it's like, you really want about 20 Swarm Hosts, just because that number pretty much ensures you kill all the tanks.
Yeah.
And then you just need to kill the Hellbats, which is Banelings. So you throw in maybe some Roaches or some Hydras to kind of help clean up once all the Locusts and the Banelings are done, but really that's your army, is like Bane Swarm Host.
Well, yeah, that's how I deal with Swarm Host. Just get some Banelings, get rid of deal with Mech. Get some Banelings, get rid of the Hellbats, and you're good.
So Acid Plant for the last map. So no doubt going to see Mech again. I mean, this is a good tank map, no doubt.
I'm like totally unable. So I think like I can't add someone to the bracket unless they signed up and didn't check in. But he didn't even sign up, so like.
Yeah.
They officially add game time anyway.
No, there's not really a way to do that without totally like resetting everything and screwing up everything for everyone else.
My StarCraft client is.
But that's, I mean, that's his fault, right? I mean, he wasn't here on time. He didn't sign up.
Oh, it's totally his fault. I'm having problems right now. It says StarCraft 2 is. Oh, here we go. It's just.
Yeah, StarCraft's not responding.
That would be so bad.
That's normal though. At least for me, that used to happen a lot. It still occasionally does that.
It's definitely way more prevalent than it should be. It's like, great. Game's lagging out again. Alright, well, spawning in the upper left-hand corner of Acid Plant, which is a great mech map, by the way. It is naked rocked. And at the lower right-hand corner is Vivid. So, it's 1-1, as you can see.
Yeah, I wouldn't be surprised if...
Sorry, what?
I wouldn't be surprised at all if Nickrat does mech again. I mean, I hate being super critical of Vivid because he is a better player than me after all, but I don't like how he's been handling the mech. I think he's just had like bad control in the first game for the early part, and then the second game, I don't think his army comp was great. Partially because he did that big Roachling attack, and that could have done really well, kind of ended up failing, but... Roaches just get shut down so hard by tanks. Really, any ground army does. You just have to have enough stuff, or it has to be fast like Wingbane, or it needs to be air units.
Yeah. going mutas. If you hit fast enough before a single Thor comes out,
Yeah.
and you can snipe off like really, you can even take out Hellions. But like the biggest thing about mutas is it just gets you map control. So like there's no way they'll ever push across the map. And once they do get like 3 Thors out, like you'll have like roaches. Muta openings can be viable. I don't think I've really seen Vivid do that, but I don't know. It's sort of like in the arsenal of any Zerg.
It is. So, talking about this game, double Reapers being made. He has 2 more queued up. It's not like 3 Rax Reaper because it's only 2 Raxes, but this is, well, a lot of Reapers. And the Overlord's not really in position for spotting it, so it's not going to see the first Reaper going out, not going to catch the second either.
Style might do some serious work. It's gonna be constant Reaper production, I think. Fewer axes.
I think so. He should. He needs to not lose these Reapers though. If Nickray loses even one, that throws him so far off.
Yeah, that is.
Yeah, it's just kind of trying to bleed out a few advantages. He's forcing a lot of lings, which is good.
That speed is almost done, though. If that will certainly put an end to the Reapers, at least, like, if you can get a decent like, it's looking, it's clear that the challenge needs to go.
Well, Lings are kind of on their way out, gonna try to stop reinforcements. It's a lot of.
Did catch a single Reaper. And this map is so annoying.
I like that he's just going across the map with a lot of them, though. Natural's totally exposed. And actually, the wall off of the main's not even done. That could be Vivid just winning there, even though he did lose the third.
Yeah, it does look like he's still aware of that.
Yeah. Oh my goodness, but he didn't raise the depot. Oh my goodness, that's game.
That was fast. That could have gone either way. Like, it's just at that moment it was over. It's way too many lings. There's like 20 of them.
Yeah, you know, like I was like, all right, well, Nickray, he's forcing out a Roach Warren, he's forcing a lot of lings. But man, that was like, that's crazy. He just needed to really like finish that wall off up and get some Hellions out, and he holds there. Nikray's in such a great position. If he takes down the third like that and he holds, even if it's just his main, you know, he can lift the natural. It's not a big deal.
Yeah. Pretty much. Dang, that was fast. That's a rough way to lose, especially when you had such a good macro game. You played the mech so well, and he was crushed by a ling run by. So yeah, thanks everybody for tuning in. I guess I'll do Maturino sellouts here. If you guys are here and if you feel like donating, you can donate for free using the code PP34 to that Maturino page linked there in the chat, and it does help us out a lot. So thanks in advance. Looks like we only need one more coupon. That's insane, guys. Wow, that was really fast. Looks like a lot of people have already used this coupon here.
It's always good. Get those coupons used up nice and fast.
Yep. Oh, so Game Time is replacing somebody. I've been having this chat with him. He's gonna take the spot of Lucifer. So he's sort of gonna, I don't know if he's still gonna play KIYJ, but basically game time is the permanent replacement, and he's going to PM me his scores so that I can update the bracket. Although I know that's going to be super confusing for everybody. But the thing is, Game Time has said that he will PM everybody on the bracket. So I'm trusting Game Time that he's not going to let anybody be confused. But
yeah, I mean, he's already thrown a message in the main chat, so hopefully he keeps up with that.
yeah. So Nico is going up against. So
Nico doesn't have an opponent yet.
Well, he's asking if Lucifer is here. Oh yeah, so I should say Game Time is Lucifer. I might not have seen.
So let's see, for our next matchup, I mean, there's Beer and Vivid. We won a TVT. I think Mimiron and Tsuko might be a bit better, though. I mean, I think it's going to be a bit more equal, I should say. I'm not sure. They may have already started, though, it looks like. Yeah, I think they already did start.
Yeah. I'm just thinking, I don't know, about observing, like, yeah, no,
Yeah.
I like that idea. I'll just follow you.
Yeah, that way, like, if you need to talk to players out in Discord, you know, the camera doesn't just stop. We can keep it moving.
It's a little silly to type to me when I don't have that on that scene up yet. They see everything. Right. Actually, now I just switched it. All right. Okay. Now you guys should see a nice Baneling logo.
That awesome bit of Baneling art. I don't remember who made that. Like, I can't honestly read his signature if I remember right.
It doesn't matter. Whoever made this did a badass job.
Oh yeah.
Some close-up Baneling art. Whoever you are.
I think we might just have to end up doing Spear and Vivid, because I think everyone else is in game, it looks like.
Yeah, sounds good.
Yeah.
Spear and Vivid. I mean, that should be a good series. Of course, Spear is, like, really good, so it's probably greatly favored.
Yeah.
I wonder if they're gonna play on Australia's server. They're not Australian, KR, because Spear's in Korea and Vivid is in Australia. Although I think at that point in time, because Australia's NA, you just play West Coast. Oh well.
Yeah, I think it's actually faster for them both to be on US West. Because if I remember right, like, going from Australia to Korea, it's like, it's not satellite, it's the underwater cables that kind of like run up the coast and they go into Japan. They take this really weird path.
I did not know that, but that would explain some of the lag that they will talk about going to Korea. Like, I know for sure that there is a server based in Australia that is renamed NA. Essentially, they just got rid of the NA server so that more player base can be accessed from Australia, which really sucks for all the NA players because if you guys don't know, NA has to deal with Australia lag during ladder games a lot.
You think that we have to deal with them? Like,
well,
my ping's not horrible. It's not great, but
we have to have all of the ping essentially to Australia, because whenever there's in Australia, Australian player, it will default to the infrastructure in Australia, even though there is also infrastructure in the US for the servers. And to me, like, I guess that's one way of doing it. But if I was Blizzard, what I would do is I would add ping so that both pings are even. Seriously.
Oh, that's unfair though.
No,
That's
not
cruel.
unfair. That's just saying everybody has an equal playing field. And obviously, if you do customs, you're not going to have this. But like, oh, I'd say it's, or even if you do customs, you could have like an option if both players agree to just like, oh, let's start a thing. Nobody has ping advantage. Like, how's that not a cool idea to fix ping?
I don't know. That just seems like a really rough idea. In the I don't know. Like, I understand it makes sense on paper, but at the same time, kind of forcing ping on people just seems like a bad idea. Like, obviously, there's gonna be ping. It's the internet, but
I suppose, like, there needs to be an option though that you could have it like queued that way if you wanted to or not. But if you ask me if I was in Australia, would I rather have player be at a disadvantage due to random chance? I would say no.
well, like my internet's not great where I'm at, but like I get like 250 ping out to Australia, which is a lot. Don't get me wrong, but it's playable still. So if you're like central or west, you should have an even better connection.
Yeah.
And like I said, I mean that's playable for ZVZ. I would say.
I don't think in ZVZ that's good at all.
Oh, it's hard, but you can definitely do Ling Bane or Mutas with 250 ping. It's really
like okay. So most human reaction times are no more than 0.02 seconds, like, or no less than 0.02 seconds. So you're essentially doubling your reaction time. Like,
no, that's only adding 20 ping.
no, it's adding. That's not 20. That's 0.2 seconds.
0.2 or 0.02?
0.2. Like, actually, I have a test for you, and you can see what you get.
Oh my goodness, this is like science class again.
It is, yeah.
All right, well I'll do the introductions real fast. Then, are you
Yeah. Go do it.
All right, here in the bottom right corner, went from very fast pool, now getting a Roach Warren as well. It's our blue Zerg player, Vivid.
All right, check Discord.
And then here in the top left corner, playing a lot more standard. Gonna pretty soon see what's coming. It's the red Terran player, Spear.
Yeah, this game, Vivid is doing a Ravage Roll-in.
This is a good map for it. It's small. But the Reaper is gonna spot it a little bit faster as a result.
I think so, but it's another map where you don't have a straight line going across. You're actually going a little zigzaggy, right? Like
A little bit, yeah. It's not too much.
yeah, it's not that bad. I think that this map is sometimes to me it feels more like a split map situation. I mean, you're right. It's really small. I think honestly you've laddered more this season, and I don't know what I'm talking about. But it does feels for some reason it feels larger. Anyway,
Yeah, it's not the smallest map, but the rust distance isn't that high. That'll help out with the Roach Ravager, which is immediately spotted by the Reaper.
So yeah, have you checked Discord?
No, because I'm observing. I'll check it between games, but
Oh yeah, I forgot what I need to do is have my camera on.
no, yeah, it's like Control-Shift-0, and you, instead of viewing everyone, you set it to view Yama Pickle, and then just player camera.
Wait, Control-Shift-0 isn't working.
Or Control-Shift-O, I'm sorry. But yeah, Ravager is gonna start trying to break away the bunker, but with the Cyclone out, with the repair, I'm pretty sure Spear's gonna hold this. Oh my goodness, the bunker though. Oh, it gets so low. But yeah, I mean, Overlord's gonna get pushed back. That's it.
Yeah, that's
Yeah, I mean, the Cyclone, the full bunker. There's a lair about halfway done, which is interesting, but Vivid's still just on one base, and it's not fully saturated.
I have no idea where this might be a mutilate. Muta switch.
I guess. I mean, oh my goodness, he needs to keep that Overlord alive. He's doing so little with it though. Besides keeping him on one base, I guess if he can get like 5 minutes though. Yeah, this is too much.
Yeah, it's already enough.
And like Spear has the better economy. He's getting Cloak now, which was that spotted? No, that wasn't spotted.
Like, the one hope for Vivid right now is Mutos, which is what he's making. You get his fire. It's the Zerg last, desperation move for most.
Yeah, it's pretty much the only thing he can do. Try to lay the natural if he gets lucky, and then kill economy in the main. But Vivid's in a hard position right now at only 20 workers.
Yeah. Guy in chat's asking, how do I sign up for this? Well, I will send the bracket in the chat, and if you change the Platy-34 to a Platy-35, that would be
or join the Discord that's linked on there, and then all the brackets should get posted on there. Yeah, so 3 Mutas versus a Banshee, couple Hellions, couple Cyclones, and was that like 8, 9 Marines?
That is 9 Marines versus, like, the Marines alone.
That's enough. And they can take the Ravagers on too, which like... Yeah, but yeah. There's no way he keeps it alive. He already lost 2 of the Mutas. There's 1 Ravager. Yeah, that's totally GG.
Right, it is 100%. Yeah, that was a pretty straightforward game. Again, the ping does not go in Spear's favor if they're playing on US West. And what I was saying about reaction time earlier is if humans have 200 ping reaction time, and you add that to an already 200 ping Blizzard server time, then you essentially have doubled your reaction time. If you're like playing a Ling Bane War, and like it'll take you like twice the amount of time to pull back your lanes, because it already takes like that 0.2 seconds or whatever, like when you're trying to move a unit. Because
I don't think that's accurate. I think that's oversimplifying it, right? Because to an extent, you can say like, okay, I know there's a chance there's a Baneling right up this ramp, and so that kind of eliminates your reaction time from it, because now you can start working out the response faster before you need to be working it out.
But what happens when you're microing in like an army versus army situation? Or if you're...
Again, there's an extent, like, if you see High Templars moving in a specific direction, you know where they're, more or less, where they're wanting to put storms at. And so you can start microing that back.
But if you're reacting to a single move that they're making, which is all StarCraft is in some sense, it just takes you twice as long. If you have in the fog of war, and you see like a Baneling coming forward, you have twice the reaction time, because you're not predicting that Baneling. And there's other situations like that. You can have...
But you can be predicting that Baneling. Sometimes you don't. But there's a number of times that you can, because I mean that's part of the strategy of the game. You kind of learn this stuff.
And even then, you are adding 200 ping to the ability for you to react fast enough to dodge the Baneling. Even if it's not...
I agree, it definitely does.
Yeah. And for instance, if there's a Baneling up a ramp, like, instead of trusting the ability for you to pull back your units, you have to shift queue a lane to go up and go down the ramp, because otherwise you're literally not gonna have enough time to like click up there to check if there's anything and back out, because you have to get the confirmation that there's nothing before you back out. Otherwise, you're missing out on the opportunity to get a free scout on the base, all that stuff. So,
like I said, I think you're overthinking it, but did you change the scene to the in-game one during that last game?
Oh my freaking god, did I not do that? Oh,
and someone just mentioned it.
Nope, I didn't. now we're so bad
All
at
right.
streaming. Okay, it's been a while, guys. Sorry.
So we're in game number 2. Spear did hold on to the cheese in game number 1, which we kind of radio broadcasted to y'all. Are we good to start intros or
Yeah, sure.
yeah. So here in the top right corner of Blue Shift, we have our not so cheesy this time Blue Zerg Vivid. And then the bottom left corner if you want to get him.
Sure. We have our red Terran player from Korea. He is Spear. And Spear is sending out single SCV to scout, as last time he got Ravager Rush, and he doesn't want that happening.
Yeah, and that's, I mean, a safe enough thing. SCV Scout for a while, is definitely worth it. You saw a lot of pull first.
Yeah. Happened a lot in the days of, like, canceling the CC on the low ground. You know, it was a strategy a lot of players did against Reapers. Young was one of those players that was infamous for his Reapers. So a lot of players would open Blue first, send Zerglings around the edge of the map, dodge the Reaper, and kill the CC. Anyway, you see a scout just confirming nothing is going on. Goes all the way back.
Yeah, and Factory on the way. So normal 1-1-1 so far. I can see any kind of mass Reaper shenanigans. And
yeah, unlike, say, the David versus Nico game. Or no mass Reapers.
oh, and he looks like he will delay the third. That's a real good pick off there for Spear.
Oh yeah, he didn't kill the drone, but he did force it to turn into an extractor, which certainly does
Yeah. And it, like, Vivid wasn't rushing for like the absolute fastest third that you can do off of a normal like 17, 18, 17, but he was going for a pretty fast one, and gonna need to get the wings down there, I would say, to try to. Oh, he's not gonna save the drone though.
Oh yeah, the Reaper was smartly positioned on the edge of the extractor. That sucks for Vivid. He just loses that. At least third base down. At least
Yeah. He has a
a
third. It's not the third he would want necessarily, but.
No, this third is closer to the opponent.
A little bit, and then also, of course, this terrain may be a bit abusable right by the mineral line.
Yeah, it's possible there are those rocks there that are kind of.
I would say even more importantly than that, though, would be the watchtower. Having the watchtower kind of close to your third can definitely be pretty helpful in holding a lot of like kind of mid-game pushes.
Yeah.
Yeah. Oh yeah, eventually they get the creep, but yeah, gets the Reaper. Yeah, I mean, I think it's fine if you have a good queen count with it. You know, you can have a wall that's your natural. Liberator, though, is going to kind of mix it up, make it a bit more interesting.
Yep.
So, but yeah, a few roaches is going to be enough to really hold on versus Hellions at the third.
Yeah.
Overlord is going to spot the Liberator moving out. Good little bit of vision there for Vivid. But it doesn't look like he's moving queens into position for it just yet. So he might not have realized creep spread's going to speed. Well, should see it. He might not be looking once again.
There's 6 Hellbats coming in to protect this third base.
Yeah, and we just immediately die versus that.
That right there
I think he didn't, yeah. But the third base is definitely going to end up dying here. And Liberator manages to get home as well. It didn't get any kills, but it at least distracted the queens for long enough. That was really its purpose. Oh, is he going to kill queens too? Okay, no, Transfuse keeps it alive. Yeah, it looks like he will be able to keep all the queens. Yeah, we'll be able to get most, if not all, the Hellbats.
Yeah, definitely wouldn't, like, enough to worry about more, at least for a long time.
But man,
Those Hellions are at least not going to be the worst of his problems, but just the fact that he's lost the third and he has no mining third. He has no other options. He's double expanding, hoping that one of them survives. And I don't know if the Liberator that came in got some kills.
Oh.
In the main base, there aren't only 11 drones. That's not good at all.
No, he started mining really heavily on gas, which I think like he's going to do a lot of Roach Ravager pressure, but the Banshee and the Liv will shut that down. He really just needs minerals right now to, you know, be set up for when those bases finish.
Definitely.
This is a great position though for Spear, getting double upgrades and some vehicle upgrades as well. But yeah, really weak map vision right now for Vivid. Doesn't Liberator is going to go down probably for free. Maybe he gets a kill or two, but I don't. Yeah, it doesn't even get the queen. So, but yeah, vision not bad at all for Spear. I would love to see him take this bottom watchtower, but those watchtowers really need to be taken by Vivid right now. He needs to see what's going on the map.
Yep.
And he needs to see
not,
what this is.
Maybe I should set the observer to you. By the way, I was unable to do that with Control Shift L. I don't know why that would be.
No, it should be Control Shift O.
Oh, I didn't know that.
Yeah, it should be what it is for a normal hotkey setup, if I'm not mistaken. Because it brings up the observer tools, right? And then through that you can click.
Okay, yeah. So I'm just gonna set this on you. So now we're watching your camera, and while I do that, I will go update the game time bracket. What's the game time did take?
Yeah, so I mean this Banshee actually hasn't killed anything yet. It is gonna finally maybe kill. Yeah, but it's pushed away so many attacks. Really though, all this Roach Rav he made is really worthless, and Vivid's realized that he is getting melee upgrades, he's getting armor, he has a Bane Nest. He sees that it is bio play now, but really good opening by Spear. Like I was kind of saying earlier, I feel like a Hellbat opening, or I'm sorry, not Hellbat, but a Hellion opening is about worthless by itself. If you get air units or you get Hellbats or Cyclones or something, now it gets stronger, and he definitely kind of showed what I meant there. He did so much damage off of those Hellbats. And now he has a double drop moving in. It's going to be able to kill a lot of workers here. Nothing in position to...
Against the Hellions, he made so many...
He did, yeah, and loses his third again. Oh my goodness, and now he's going to be able to just transfer into the main. I mean, there is, like, Lings, but there's no Bane, so those Lings are going to die for nothing, and he should still be able to get this full drop out of here. He needs to not lose his medevac zone. Ooh, almost loses one of them, but yeah, it gets all the Marines. A Banshee doesn't really do a whole lot of anything down at the bottom, but it's irritating.
Yeah, at least he sees the general progress the economy essentially who only has 3 bases.
Yeah, Vivid's retaking a 4th. He's almost at 70, but he's way behind on upgrades. And really, he needs to have an infestation pit coming out around now to try to get Hive. Or a Hydrogen if you're going to like stay on that tech for a while. Yep, and Vivid only has 1-1. This is a great window, yeah. No, he doesn't. That's why he's not waiting for the upgrades. He realizes... Yeah, I mean, only 3 tanks, but if he keeps cleaning up the creep spread, the Banes start to matter a little less. Decent focus fire there from Spear. Cleans up some of them with minimal losses. He's getting close to this choke here with his tanks, and then he's going to be able to just jump on the hatchery. Yeah, we got more and more running out. Another tank particularly, that's going to be very valuable. There's a good number of Banes. It looks like he's willing to set up a flank, but those rocks in the middle just make that basically impossible. And yeah, the third base is going to go down. I guess he is just going across the map with this. I mean, Is he gonna go for the third, or is he gonna Bane Bust? I guess he kind of unnecessarily Baneling busted. He'll get some kills. No, he wasted so many on the wall. These Ravagers not going to do much versus Marine Marauder with Stim and... Oh, Biles do kill some stuff, but... Yeah, really wasn't worth losing his third for. I think maybe if he broke down those rocks, he could have set up kind of a concave on the tanks.
I think it's always... That map in particular has 6 rocks. You have... Essentially, you have 2 long pairs of rocks that are in the middle of the map that allow the Zerg to have like much greater mobility and map control throughout the entire thing. If you break those 2 pairs of rocks, you have essentially an open field, and then you can set up all kinds of stuff. But without that, yeah, it's definitely not ideal. And also, there's the 2 rocks that are cutting off a small portion of that third base as you saw in the last map that he could have broken as well. So yeah, obviously we expected this. Spear's like really good.
Spear's pretty good, yeah.
He's won a lot of Platy-pro tournaments in the past, and he's certainly like the favorite going into almost any of these tournaments. At one point, I don't know if you saw, I did like a power rankings thing, and I think I'm gonna do it again on the 50th Platy-pro or so, or some even number, and try to rank who I think is the current Platy-pro favorite. And Spear is gonna be up there. I don't know exactly what place he is yet, but top 3 easily.
Oh yeah, no, he's definitely up there with it. And he is about to be playing Riser, who is a real solid Protoss player.
Yeah, he is.
That actually probably going to be a really good series.
5.6k MMR, something like that.
Yeah, he's pretty far up there.
I'd love to cast that actually, if we can get into that game. I don't know. They're both here? They are both here.
Yeah, I think that's going to be our best bet. I was going to actually know Gerald is here, so we could get Gerald and Giacomo. Giacomo, something like that.
Oh, look, no, it's Giacomo. Oh yeah, you're right. I thought
Giacomo.
That's such a weird name, but he's also yeah, he's taken out Mist, which it shows that he's not seated correctly at all. I had no idea who he was, and I put him at the very bottom, but looks like he is doing quite well for himself.
Yeah, no, he's definitely doing good. I think that probably is going to be the better series. I have a feeling Riser will get again. If not upper bracket, then we'll get him in the lower bracket, and Spear will no doubt get again.
I suppose. I am curious about Giacomo. Like, if we can cast it, yeah, I'll take that one. I just PM'd Riser, and I'm going to have to be like, no, sorry. But I am totally down to cast that game. Have you PM'd Gerald yet? Or...
I just did, and then I've already PM'd Jacka. Okay. So.
Yeah, who is that? He's just not. He's not available for public viewing on illegal. My life is ruined. Maybe he's on SC2 Unmasked. Let's check that. I have all these websites.
Yeah, I'm very curious what he is, because if he's not on a legal act, then like, I mean, that's not the weirdest thing, right? But
he probably goes under a different name. I just don't know who he is. Like, maybe he changed it recently. Like, is he also Giacomo on StarCraft? Yeah, he is Giacomo. Let's see his profile. He's actually been Grandmaster 3 times. So it looks like he's a Zerg player.
Mm-hmm.
Oh, he goes by Randy Lahe. Okay, time to look that up on a legal hack. Randy. That sounds familiar, actually. Maybe he's not an NA player.
What would you say it was? Randy?
Lahey, like Lahey, but I can't find him on Illegal.
He's not on there either.
Yeah,
All right.
this dude is complete mystery. But he did take out Mist, who goes by Snow SC2, and I know he's a very good player. But it does, again, the ping does favor if he's on NA. Snow is in EU, and so it does favor him slightly there. So, but I don't know. I don't think that would necessarily make up for a huge skill gap. So, I don't like. It's a little bit of a mystery to me. He did also take a walkover, so like we don't know much about him yet. He's only played one series. He might get crushed by Gerald. That's all I'm gonna say.
He could. Yeah, I mean, Gerald definitely does well.
Gerald is one of the best players we have here on the Platy-pro. Like all of these players that are like really good are just gods to me. Like Gerald and like Spear. Like I could never beat them in a good game. Probably, I'd have to choose them. But yeah, they're also in. Yeah, Gerald's Polish, I believe. So I don't really get to play him ever. Suck.
Yeah, I'm not quite sure.
All right, we're getting into game, Gerald. Also, I totally didn't put on my overlay. No. That's okay though, we are starting an actual game here. So yeah, if you guys are just now joining us, this is Platy-pro Weekly number 34, and you can use commands !match read on the chat to donate $1 for free to the prize pool. I haven't checked on that lately. Oh, it is filled up, so thanks to you guys, we do have a $50 prize pool. That was fast. So how have your ladder games been going? I know that you still hate Protoss.
I mean,
as everyone really does.
I just kind of hate Protoss. Yeah, actually, it's my better matchup compared to ZVZ, but I need to improve it. I need to improve ZVZ, and then I'll be in a much better position on ladder.
ZVZ is no easy feat. Although I like it in Legacy of the Void so much better than I did in Heart of the Swarm. In Heart of the Swarm, it... Oh, did I accidentally update the practice to be incorrect? Oh, I did. I need to change the game time thing again.
All right. Well, can I go ahead with intros while you do that, or?
Yeah. Go ahead.
So here in the top right corner, for Exceed Gaming, it's the red Protoss player, Gerald. And then here in the bottom left corner, we have our newcomer to the Platy-pro. He's a purple Zerg player. It's Jaka Makala, who thinks he's being can rushed right now, as we can see from the production tab and looking back over at the Protoss space. We got a gateway on the way.
That is a thing.
But yeah, he's over to it though. Yeah.
I think that was a worthwhile pylon there.
Yeah, he forced 7 workers, Elise to be pulled. He delayed gas. I saw something get canceled, or a worker get canceled. I'm not sure why Jaka did that, but
I don't know either. Sometimes as a Zerg, you will cancel the eggs just to get out if you got supply blocked. I don't think he did get supply blocked though.
nah, I think it was an accident, really.
Probably.
But yeah, just gonna be going into pretty much normal macro at this point. Everything's normal on Gerald's side of the map.
Yep.
And yeah, Jaka's pretty much stabilized.
You've been Canada rushed on this map in particular a lot, but it is really powerful because there's like a 3 pylon wall off near the ramp of the natural, and it will let those cannons hit the gas on the main base. It's like, and it's
crazy.
Actually, no, I don't think. it lets them hit like.
They need the high ground vision, but it could hit
Right.
there, yeah.
Well, like just the fact that there's an edge and you can have shield batteries for stalkers, then those stalkers can get protected by cannon. I don't know why I thought I hit the cast. That must be a different.
I'm not sure. It's pretty close.
Yeah, it is pretty close.
It might be able to. I would have to actually see it to know.
All I know is I've always been taking my gas on the other side because they once died to Protoss units. I think it was either way, it's a very powerful cannon rush location due to the shield battery. Essentially at the bottom of your ramp and you can't kill anything. And Death Shade gets cancelled and you scout out on the natural there, and he just runs away. And you have 6 lings out for Giacomo Calla, who looks like he's getting up to third base. I don't know like how far ahead or behind. I feel like he's behind right now. I don't know what.
I wouldn't say. I mean, that did kind of hurt his economy, but I really wouldn't say he's behind. So far, it's been pretty standard. I mean, really, Protoss tends to be ahead on workers until close to 4 minutes, and this is right about when Jack is going to pull ahead on workers, so.
As a Zerg, basically, like, you gotta deal with having to inject and then actually get around the drone before you start that at all. Before, like, until then, it's actually slower because you can't chrono boost any of the workers, so.
Yeah, and losing workers to build buildings, I mean, even if you only have to build a handful, still has an impact. So Phoenix Oracle gonna come in. It's not really gonna be able to find anything. Defense is pretty well set up already by Jacka. Maybe yeah, but he can't really transfer workers out right now, but.
Definitely afraid of Oracle there. And I'd like to see more creeps out. He's getting one more at there. Maybe it's the natural, but yeah, he has 4.
Oh, transferring workers gonna get caught though. Only gets what, 2, maybe a third. Yeah.
But he's getting creep, which I love because a lot of.
But he's so late on it though. 5 minutes should not be when you're putting down the first creep tumor. That's. I think he kills the Oracle. He had creep spread there. So, and then the hard wall off with the triple Evo is unexpected, I guess.
Definitely unexpected, and
yeah, I mean,
in CCT, like why do you need a wall off like that? Like you already have, I guess when your creep spreads that lead, maybe.
I'm not sure. He rushed a Hydra, so I mean he's a little bit more worried about earlier hitting pressure. He's going to confirm that there is a third, which is really what he needs right now, just to make sure he's safe to kind of drone more. But yeah, he's not really going to be able to find any damage. Now, if he had like +1, he could have probably taken down the Nexus there, but
Probably. It's really you don't get +1 that early though, usually, unless it's.
Unless you're specifically doing it for that, yeah.
You'd have to get +1 then speed, unless you went full first. Like,
No, you see plenty of people do that. They start at +1 around like 330 or so, and then they can shut down the third with a bunch of speed links. But this push, no, it's fairly common.
Yeah, and I'm saying it's not that
Yeah, he's going to be able to hold for now, but he needs to be able to deal with the Warp Prism because that's a lot more thoughts being made.
Like, he does have the lings so that he can bump it.
Yeah.
Already doing good work, and he backs out at the perfect time. Like, some Protoss will just be like, oh, Zealots are expendable. I'm just gonna like keep on going and power through this Zerg force, and like it ends up creating lots of minerals, but at the moment, the Protoss player has
No, I think that's the issue with Lings is you have to invest so much into getting like a stable army. I
Yeah.
really don't like this robo placement though. I'm real critical of that, just in that it leaves the wall off and the natural open. And I mean, yeah, you can wall it real fast if you see Lings coming, but this is just that opening for a Ling attack to kill your economy.
Where's the Robo?
They're both tucked away into the main,
Well, this is.
which is safer
Yeah.
for the robos, but you kind of leave your wall off open, and that's a big risk. I think, like, especially how choky the third is on this map, I think it's a much better place to put them.
So you'd like to see those on the third base? Well,
I think it's safer for your main and your natural, is
yeah,
what it is.
You want observers and warp prisms before your third base is even done.
See, you say that, but with the Stargate opener, you take him around the same time.
But
Because his robo went down at about the same time as his third.
yeah, you're right. The Robo would never be finished on time if it was at the third to have Warp Prism to do the first Zealot attack that he did this game.
Yeah, not to do that attack. That would be more macro style, but I do think in general it's a little bit better. And he is definitely playing a macro game here, getting his fourth on the way. Both players just kind of upgrading now.
This is when it gets scary because like right before Hive, there's nothing Zerg can do against Storm unless you have lurkers.
Yeah, and he's not going to be going lurkers.
Not yet. I don't know why. I'm just like, if I don't have two lords or if I don't have like ultimates or something, I need lurkers. Like that's the only thing that matters. I just rush those out, try to get the. Yeah, you can't do much against that army composition.
Oracle maybe going to get picked off. Wow, it doesn't quite get it.
It's away.
If he was on move command instead of a move, he might have got it there, but
I think so. Yeah.
not a choke he can go up right now.
And the other side of things, I don't think that Protoss can push that, but he's going to try.
Yeah, he's going to get a lot of damage, but he does lose the warp prism during it. I don't think he holds this though, but a lot of Banelings coming in. Oh, Storm's not going down. Ooh. Yeah, Immortal went down. Oh, and now he just lost the Oracle as well.
Push across when you see Banelings with speed and like you only have Zealots and like Templar. Like he needs sentries at that point in time. You need like Stalkers, like something to not die to speed Banes. You need to change the speed Banes very much differently.
He will clean up the charge out run by, but he needs to get spines going down now at his third and towards his fourth. But he doesn't really have the economy for that. He's been staying pretty much under 70 workers the whole time. Banelings will find a lot of damage though. Yeah, it could be favored for him. After those 20 worker kills, I mean, Jack has pulled ahead on money, but there is a fleet beacon out. There's 3 Stargates, so he could start that transition. It's kind of hard off of 57 workers, but might be his best bet. We see a Lurker Den going down instead of a Spire, so that's really not what Jack is going to be wanting once any kind of air units are out. A lot of good multi-prong setting up. Yeah, gets a base there. He's doing good damage out on this side. He will need to, but
Yeah, that went so well. That poke there at the third, he lost a lot of Hydras, but I think that's fine when you're trading out an Nexus for it. And like, the Protoss doesn't have a good like economy right now. He's just on a third, like 3 base essentially, but getting up Tempests, like, can he really afford that? He's only at 143 supply. He's trying to get up Tempests, and he's not going to have a lot of them. So the Zerg is just
Yeah, the Hydras are just gonna crush that.
Yeah, they are.
No, I think
A little rough.
if he was faster on getting storms off earlier, he could have saved a lot of those High Templars and charge lots he had. But his storm was definitely late in that earlier engagement. That's still hurting him to this point.
Yep, you do see a small force of Hydra as this is going on.
Oh, and Banelings from the back, but there's a lot of Banelings here. They're gonna wreck that economy. Hydras get the sandwich and all these Immortals. That's another 17 workers, and the Nexus no doubt gonna go down. A lone Tempest is gonna try, but yeah, needs to kill the Nexus and get out of there. But
Get the Nexus now. He has to run away from all the storms. In the meantime, there are two Zealots. Like, so I guess he's on 4 mining spaces. Pretty good. It's not like a ridiculous economy. Like, as a Zerg player, usually you want to be on 70 plus. He's on 66, like a little aggressive right now. But it's working out so well.
oh my goodness, oh man, he missed the High Templar. I could have gotten one for free right there.
On the other hand, Gerald isn't dying.
Yeah, because this is just such a fragile army, Lingbane, Hydra. Really, Jack is having trouble, but I think with the Lurkers here, if he can snipe that one Observer, he's in a good position, but it looks like he's going to lose most of the Lurkers first. He didn't see it. Yeah, he needed to keep those Lurkers alive. There's still a bit of Storm. The big thing is, like, the Immortal Archon going to have a pretty easy time cleaning up what's left, especially if there's just a single Charizard warping. But, I mean, Ling Run by going to come in and kind of help out here. He needed to have warped in something to help out. I think he needs to snipe that Overseer now that he has a Mothership as well. Oh, it might be fast enough. Looks like it is.
Suddenly, we're looking at a 124 supplied 66 workers, barely above the mining of Daryl, and Daryl has a Protoss army that's like really scary right now, and it's getting scarier as time goes on. So I don't know who's ahead right now. It's actually close. This is like a very close game because although Dr. McCall does have those 2 summon bases, they're not really doing a lot right now. They're not mining. One of them is, I guess, but like
a decent bit of mining, but he needs more workers, no doubt.
yeah.
And this run by gonna get so much damage because once again he just has no defense out here. 3 or 4 spines and a wall right here just do so much to shut down those Zealot run bys.
I agree. I do think he should block off the third base.
Oh, Hydras, what are you doing? Don't go in too fast. Yeah, Viper's on the way, definitely the right call, I would say. He's trying to still get Tempest out, which is such a weird choice, but...
Yeah, I prefer...
a whole lot better. Yeah.
Sort of a choice Protoss players often make against Brood Lords, but not usually.
And you definitely... you need them for that, but not right now, I would say.
Yeah. Oh, am I lagging out? Oh no.
This might be you.
This is me, and I honestly am getting a really bad frame rate right now, and it's on low graphics, so I have no idea what that says about my game. Or this is actually getting quite bad. Like, can you tell me if it says I'm dropping right now? Like, I don't think it does, right? It's just framey as hell.
What do you mean?
Well, basically,
Yeah, but I don't... oh, he might get the Nexus here? Army's showing up, and there's no detection if the Mothership gets here. Just saves it. So 17 hit points. Let's see, what is a Hydra's damage? 13. It was 2 hits away from death.
Yep.
Oh my goodness.
Very well played by Dr. McCullough.
But really, that base is dead. I mean, like, that's something that's really hurting Jack, though. He doesn't have cracklings. He only has 1/1. He does have lurker burrow speed, but he stopped making lurkers. The upgrades are just really in Gerald's favor, and he only has +3. I mean, it's not like he has crazy upgrades, but it's more than enough. Oh my goodness. And yeah, there's not enough Protoss here, though, and Storm's gonna do a lot, but there's nothing to really clean up what's left. I don't... Oh, apparently it is enough. The Tempest did add a bit of damage there.
Because he didn't have any reinforcements coming, and he just dropped below 90 supply at the very end. I don't know, that was such a close game. I'm sorry for the stream, guys. It looks like I'm just super lagged out. Like, it's like random, sort of. Oh, I should leave the game right now. But